The storming of the U.S. Capitol had Southeast Texans glued to their TV screens for hours today, but KFDM's Angel San Juan joins us tonight in the studio to tell us about two locals who were there when that crisis erupted at the Capitol. Angel?
Yes, Tiffany, the two men were on the front lines, but from different perspectives. Congressman Randy Weber was inside the Capitol when the chaos started, and Groves businessman Sean Scott attending the rally outside. Both tonight still strongly supporting President Trump. Southeast Texas Congressman Randy Weber says loud noise outside the House chamber signaled to him and his colleagues that something was up. They didn't know what it was until a Capitol police officer went up to the microphone and told them this.
Protesters have breached the Capitol. They're inside the Capitol. And so don't be alarmed. We're going to get it contained. And you all sit still. Just want to let you know what's going on.
Weber says Congress continued debating the electoral count when less than 10 minutes later,
Officer came up and said, okay, they've actually gotten into the rotunda, which is on the backside of the House of Representatives. Tear gas has been fired. There's gas masks under each of y'all's seat. Please get one out.
About 5 minutes after that, Weber says police evacuated House and Senate members from both their chambers.
We've got to go. More and more people have breached the Capitol. We've got to go. So please follow out. We went out a back hallway, back stairway, and kind of went through the little tunnels there and into a giant room, which location is yet to be disclosed.
Amid the Capitol chaos, Congressman Weber thought of his wife, Brenda.
I'm going to call my bride. She's up there with me in D.C. Tell her to get in the car and come get me and get her south of all the activities. I didn't want to put her in harm's way.
So Congressman Weber started to walk out of the U.S. Capitol.
I'm going out on my own 2 feet. I'm going out somewhere. So I got to the nearest exit, talked to the Capitol Police, and said, Congressman, we're on lockdown. We're not supposed to let anybody out or anybody in. I said, well, I appreciate that. I said, I'm going to go south from this area, away from this stuff, and I'm going to get out of one of these doors. So I'd appreciate if you let me out this one. And I said, I'm from Texas. I can take care of myself.
Congressman Weber was allowed to leave and reunite with his wife.
We got the troops out.
Another Southeast Texan, Sean Scott, a businessman from Groves, was on the outside. He had traveled to Washington, D.C. to show his support for President Trump and hear him speak. Trump continues to claim the election was stolen from him.
It was a very patriotic event. A lot of things were over-dramatized, and there was a lot of things that were perpetuated by the media that was over-dramatized, that escalated the situation to the end result.
Scott says it's possible some of the agitators were not Trump supporters.
There was a lot of paraphernalia that was sold on the side of the road. And so it's very easy to be able to buy and mock being a Trump supporter and mock being a Trump supporter with another agenda to make Trump supporters look as bad as possible.
Congressman Weber, another staunch Trump supporter, is raising questions himself about the validity of the vote that led to President-elect Biden's victory, but says violence is not the answer.
The ones that got impatient and got angry and got violent, not acceptable. I understand how frustrated they are, I do, but again, violence is never to be condoned.
The turmoil led to tragic consequences with the death of a woman.
Whoever did walk through the Capitol, because that is our Capitol, that's the people's Capitol, and whoever did walk through that Capitol, they were unarmed. Nobody returned fire. And a lady got shot in the neck just because a window got broke in the House of Representatives.
Congressman Weber is asking his Southeast Texas constituents to remain hopeful during these difficult days.
And I just want them to keep praying, keep the faith, and stay tuned, because we're America. We've got to come out of this better, bigger, stronger, and more unified, too.
Congressman Weber, who was a state representative at one time, says you can carry a gun in the Texas state capitol, but not in the U.S. Capitol. He hopes what happened today will inspire his congressional colleagues to re-examine that policy.